And you're live.
I'm live? No way. Hey, everybody. I hope you guys are all excited for the holidays that are coming, getting Christmas gifts purchased and getting your meals all prepped. Hopefully you don't have to do too many trips Thanksgiving morning to the grocery store. Those are always fun. But excited to do some Q&A today. Also, if you're catching this recording, huge announcement. This week alone, we are doing a huge Black Friday sale for my Driving for Dollars Mastery mentorship. This is a mentorship where I guarantee you I will get you your first or your next wholesale deal in 3 months or less, or I will continue to coach you for free. Right? I am 1000% confident if you follow through with 5 commitments that you'll need to commit to before I even invite you to become a student, I will get you a deal. I don't care where you live in the country. It's not for people outside of the United States just because the systems and processes only work here within the US. So it is only here in the US. It's the only place I take clients. But go ahead and go to the link in my bio, book that call to get access for the lowest price ever for the for the mentorship. And then on top of that, not only is it the lowest price ever, we're also going to be increasing our prices soon because I want to make sure that this is the best mentorship ever, right? Not only do you get the action steps at work, but you actually have direct access to me. You have my cell phone, you have time and attention that's needed to guarantee your guys' results. So I'm becoming more popular, and I don't want to become like those other coaches that were great. Now they're not because they're too big. So I'm keeping it limited to a very few amount of students every week. Just a heads up. So there'll be a link in the bio to get access to that. But let's dive into some Q&A, everybody. What questions do you guys have for me around real estate investing, real estate wholesaling? Also, let me know where you're coming from. Let me know if you could chime in the chat here. Where you guys are coming from, where are you live from, as well as, your experience. Have you done a deal? How many deals? I'd love to connect with you guys.
Rodriguez Gene is asking, what's your take on pre-foreclosure homes? I ran into one the other day.
Rodriguez just asked about pre-foreclosure homes. What's my take on it? Sometimes they're good. Just because someone's in pre-foreclosure doesn't mean they're willing to sell or that they're even willing to sell at a discount. I've had situations where people are in pre-foreclosure and they said, no, I wanted to go to foreclosure. I don't want to deal with it. It'll just go away. Right. What people need to understand in those situations and explain to them is, hey, just because it goes to foreclosure doesn't mean it's going to go away. They will still come after you. They will still garnish wages. They'll still put liens, and it'll keep you from not only buying a house, but that debt will follow you. Right. It doesn't just go away. Bankruptcies, a lot of times you may be able to get rid of those things, but just a foreclosure, you're in a bad spot. So a lot of times we'll see foreclosures on properties that people inherit, and the executors and the family's so dysfunctional that they can't even work together to sell the property. Sometimes those deals just go to foreclosure. If you want to see all the foreclosures that actually went to foreclosure in your area, go to auction.com. It's just a website where they list all the auctions, and you can look up your county, and there'll be the county courthouse. On the county courthouse steps on X date, they'll auction off X property, and you can see all the auctions and all the properties going to foreclosure. You can get a pre-foreclosure list for free if you go to your title company and ask for it. So you can get a free list to market to of pre-foreclosures. You can go door knock and go talk to people. A lot of the times they do want to sell, and they will want to sell, whether it's with an agent or sell it for speed and convenience to an investor. But it's a great list. We've made a lot of money off that list. I still prefer Driving for Dollars because that list gets, the pre-foreclosure list gets hammered, and you have way more competition. Where a Driving for Dollars list, you build it yourself. It's a much more profitable list. But hopefully that gives you guys some information around the pre-foreclosure process.
Adrian is asking, I'm having trouble finding a buyer for my deal. Any tips?
Yeah, Adrian said, I'm having a hard time finding a buyer for your deal. There's a couple reasons why you may be having a hard time finding a buyer for your deal. It's either one of two things. It's one, your deal's too high, right? It's not a deal. That's why no one wants to buy it. Or option two, you're not getting it in front of enough of the right people. So if it's too high, right, your serious buyers will tell you that, and they'll tell you why. So if you have serious buyers and you know you have serious buyers, have them inspect the property and have them give you an offer and explain why that would be the price. Right. And if they go, okay, well, the after repair value fixed up, it's only worth 200,000. Yeah, you've got it at 150. Great. It's low, but it needs $30,000 in remodel. So my math equation is if I sold it, I'd have hard money fees, closing costs. I'd have remodel costs, real estate agent costs. So my break even is at this number. So I have to make a profit. My number needs to be here. So you're going to learn what your buyers are willing to pay and why for each deal. You can go back and renegotiate with the seller. Or you don't have the right buyers and you're just maybe posting it on a Facebook group and you just have people that aren't actual buyers reaching out to you. So you might have daisy chainers or, called astro flippers reaching out to you and saying, hey, I have a buyer's list. And they're just some 18-year-old. Well, I shouldn't say these things. I don't want to be hard on anybody, but there's a lot of people that just focus on trying to help you find a buyer when they're not really doing outreach, direct to seller marketing. They don't have their own deals and they don't even have a proven track record or a proven buyers list. So you need to build a list of buyers, of proven buyers. How do you do that? Let me give you some instruction here. So the instruction is you need to build a buyers list. You can go to auction.com and go to those auctions like I mentioned before. We also have a training coming up. Keep an eye out for that. I have a training where I'm going to be teaching you guys how to build the buyers list that I was about to mention, like a full training on how to do that. So if you guys want access to that training, make sure you follow me here on social media because we will be announcing that in the next week or two, where we're going to teach you 4 different ways to build your buyers list. I'm also going to be giving away my contracts, my real estate wholesaling contracts for absolutely free. All this, the training's free, the contract's free. I paid over $2,000 for these real estate wholesaling contracts to my attorney and I'm just giving them away for free. So I think next week we'll be announcing that, by the way. So come to that and we'll help you build a buyer's list so you can make sure you get paid, right? Because having the right buyers is so essential. I remember my very first wholesale deal I ever did. It was on Quincy Avenue in Ogden. And I found a buyer and I only found one person that was interested. Everyone else wasn't interested because I was too high. But this buyer needed to buy a property for tax purposes. He had a 1031 tax exchange. So he was a motivated buyer and frankly overpaid for the property. And I was able to get $10,000 assignment fee where I was probably 20 grand too high. Right. So pretty wild. My best offers were 30 grand under his offer. So pretty wild, honestly. So having the right buyers list is huge. So great question. We'll do some trainings on that. So make sure you guys follow me.
Top Professional said, can't believe Fred Hoag said driving for dollars isn't viable for wholesalers.
Yes. Sorry. Someone mentioned that another influencer, it sounds like, says driving for dollars is not a viable way to find off-market discounted properties. I believe it's the best way. If you guys want more in-depth content on why it's the best and the life-changing amount of money being made off of driving for dollars, go to my podcast. It's called Driving for Dollars Mastery. You can find it anywhere you get podcasts. You can also watch my 40-day challenge. If you guys haven't seen that on my YouTube channel, I make 93 grand in 40 days, right? Doing driving for dollars. So I would agree that if you don't know what you're doing, driving for dollars can be very inefficient. If you're just trying to figure it out on your own, yeah, you're probably going to be banging your head against the wall. But if you have the right systems and processes, for example, every hour of driving, I add almost 100 properties to my marketing list. 1 hour. That's more than one property a minute, guys. That's crazy, right? Those numbers are insane. That's all of the owner's information in an Excel spreadsheet ready to go. Right. So if you know what you're doing and know how to do it efficiently, there's nothing better. Because think about it. If you buy a list from PropStream or from listsource.com, everyone has that list. Even if you're getting it for free from the county courthouse or the county recorder's office, everyone has those lists. Everyone's marketing those lists. But a driving for dollars list, no one else has. You're building a list that has no competition. You're only marketing to the worst houses and the best areas to do investing and to do wholesaling, right? It is solid, solid, solid. So yeah, I mean, driving for dollars is huge. It would be, I don't know who that influencer is. Maybe we could get like a little debate live or something. That'd be fun.
How important are softwares that allow you to build repair sheets, seller net sheets, etc., to help negotiate with the seller as well as dispoing?
Dispoing. Yeah. So the question was, how reliable are these spreadsheets to know what to offer a seller, basically, and also how much an end buyer will pay for the deal. They can be accurate and they can give you a ballpark, right? So I have an equation. I'll give you this equation here. You might have to catch the recording. I'm going to go through it fast. It's the after repair value times it by 0.92 minus repair costs minus how much the flipper wants to make. And that's your break even number. You need to negotiate it below that, right? So you have to go back and rewind this recording, come back and catch it. So that's my equation. But that equation is my best guess because who establishes the price of the property? Not me, not the seller, but the end buyer. What are they willing to pay and why? So if you have a buyer's list and you send it out making highest and best, my goal for each of my students is to get 3 cash offers and take highest and best. And if you're too high, you have your cash buyers educate you on why that's their number. And they may have their equation and their sheet where they put in all their repair costs and blah, blah, blah. And they have their cute little calculator. And you can ask that from your cash buyers, right? Great. But it doesn't matter except what they're willing to pay and why they're willing to pay that much. I'll give you a story. JP Haggerty was just on my podcast the day before his 21st birthday, just cashed out a $35,000 wholesale fee, right? And one of my focuses when I wholesale a deal or one of my students wholesale a deal is we send it out for less than we think our cash buyers will pay. Because what happens is a cash buyer will open their email and see that awesome discounted opportunity, go, wow, this is a solid deal. I want to make an offer on this one. If you send it too high, they'll be like, it's way too high, waste of time. They don't think maybe I'll just lowball them or pay lower and be their only offer, which they should, but they don't. So you'd rather you send it lower than you think and get lots of interest, because then you can just say, I'm taking highest and best. JP Haggerty was constantly calling me going, Zach, my phone's blowing up. I got people offering me asking price, sight unseen. They'll take it today. And they're just trying to lock the deal up. And you don't ever want to do that. You want to take highest and best with a non-refundable check upon signing the assignment contract to that end buyer. JP Haggerty got $15,000 over his asking price from his highest offer. He made $35,000, guys, the day before his 21st birthday. Man, I wish I would have known about this business when I was that age. But, there's no time like the present. So if you guys are going, man, I wish I was in JP's shoes right now, cashing my first deal. Like I said, we have that Black Friday sale. Go to the links in my bio, apply for my mentorship. I'll personally talk to you about it and see if this is a fit for both of us.
Shaka Zulu is asking, bro, what apps do you use?
Really one of the only apps that I use is Deal Machine for driving for dollars. If you guys use the discount code PIN, PIN, you actually get $100 for free in there. I also have some cool announcements coming with Deal Machine next week. Like I said, we're going to be giving you guys my real estate wholesaling contracts. We're going to be giving you my the way to build your cash buyers list. So when you do have a wholesale deal, you can make a ton of money. I'm also working with Deal Machine to give you a full month. I'm going to pay for your Deal Machine for the first month as well if you sign up. And I've also got a bunch of awesome things that we're going to be doing, working with Deal Machine closely. It's probably one of the only apps I use. Great question.
Not really a question, but a lot of driving for dollar houses end up on PFC lists, motivated seller lists, etc.
Sure. Yeah, there are a lot of properties that are run down and ugly that end up on a different marketing list. Like, for example, a code violation list, has super long grass and so it gets hit with a code violation list. Yes, many of these properties that we add through driving for dollars may end up on another marketing list. But think about this. If you buy a list from PropStream or ListSource, it's high equity, older couple, whatever your filters are, a huge portion of those properties are very well taken care of. You are wasting so much damn money. Why would someone sell a house for speed and convenience, right? Why do they want a pawn shop for their house? It's because the house is a thorn in their side. They don't want to deal with it. So what I want to do is find those people, right? So if the house is a thorn in their side, they're not going to take care of general maintenance. It's one of the number one flags of a motivated seller. if they do want to sell, they'll probably be willing to sell to an investor and not go through the headaches of a traditional sell. So if I drive through the neighborhood, even though they have a code violation, but there's flowers and it's well taken care of and it's super nice, they're not motivated. They just got a code violation, right? They forgot to pull a permit when they built a shed in the backyard, right? So I don't want to spend money on marketing to people that love their home and would never sell it for speed and convenience over price. So driving for dollars, yes, you may have, some of those sellers are, or some of those homeowners are on other marketing lists, but I'm only marketing to the best possible properties. I market to other lists besides the driving for dollars list. My return on my marketing is only 1 to 4 or 1 to 3. That means for every dollar I spend, I make 4 to 3, right? So it's not a huge profit. So if I make 100 grand, I have to spend $30,000 to make the 100 grand. With driving for dollars, I get a 1 to 10. That means for every $100,000 I make, I only have to spend about $10,000 on marketing. It is my most profitable list because it's the most laser focused that avoids competition. There is no better list, right? Can you make money on these other lists? 100%. Do you make as much money? No, right? And so if you're new and you don't have a huge marketing budget, don't do those lists. Do driving for dollars. Have a niche list that you can attack and make a ton of money, right? That would be my suggestion.
We got someone from Claremont, Florida. Galveston, Texas.
Nice. Galveston. Dude, I have a student look up and he's from Galveston. He's living down in Houston. Maybe you know him, Dominique Brown. He actually came and hung out with me for a couple days here. But I have a podcast episode where he door knocked the neighbors of a vacant house and found out the only beneficiary of this house, the people had passed away, was an estranged son that was in prison. And he was able to coordinate connecting with the guy in prison, going through the probate process for this guy, getting the guy to then basically sign a seller contract with him. And he made over 6 figures on that wholesale deal. Absolutely amazing. So welcome from Galveston. Go check out that podcast with Dominique Brown in my podcast called Driving for Dollars Mastery. Super cool podcast. Okay. Guys, we have the Black Friday sale this week. So please don't miss out on this opportunity. This is the lowest price you're ever going to get access to the Driving for Dollars Mastery mentorship. I'm also not only am I giving a huge discount right now, I'm also going to be increasing my prices soon. So make sure you guys take advantage of this. If you are looking for a mentor, if you're in the market for it, there's a link in my bio. You guys got to do it before Friday at midnight, correct? Friday at midnight, it ends. So don't wait. Plus, I'll be personally taking this calls. I only can take so many calls. So whoever applies first will get priority and I'll go in order. I may not be able to get to you. So if you're really serious about this, I wouldn't wait. So the links will be in my bio for you guys to be able to apply. Go ahead and go do that. Looking forward to speaking with you guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you in our lives on Mondays and Wednesday. We will not be doing a live this Wednesday because I'm going to be dealing with talking to so many of y'all, setting that time aside for that. Sweet. Okay, we'll end it. Thank you.